Hey, Human, no nice to get off that rental stove and put that next can of warm sauce in that big fat old lady you're working at that's yelling for you to eat dinner. This is Bobby that brain Heenan. I'm in your head, and I'm online at .com. So get with it, or I'm moving next door to you. You won't like it, because you like your wife. I guess you would like it.
Everybody knows you can check out your website at PlayboyBuddyRose.com.
Right.
What do you got up on there? You got some wrestling figures? You got anything for sale?
No, I already sold. Let me tell you something. Bobby Heenan said it best to me. He said, if your stuff's just sitting in the closet collecting dust, you can put that stuff on eBay and make a ton of money.
Right.
I put my robes and my pajamas, things that I wore in 1990, and a robe I wore there. I sold one robe for $10,000. And I sold my action figures I had a box full of them with the sticker still on them, and they sold for like $1,500 each. And one guy in Salt Lake City was worth like $36 million. He was 36 years old, and he flew out here to Portland, Oregon, and bought a lot of stuff from me and paid me in cash. And basically, I made like $40,000, $50,000 in about 2 weeks.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I was just sitting in the closet collecting dust, and I told Bobby Heenan, I said that was the greatest advice you ever gave me. I said, because I still would have been hanging in the closet because I'm not going to do anything with it. My trash is somebody else's treasure.
Right. Sorry.
When you see Gene Simmons on Family Jewels sneeze and his wife, not his wife, but when Shannon Tweed goes, one of those boogers just landed on your leg, he goes, eBay.
Right.
People out there don't buy it.
Yeah, plus, it's someone else, they're probably happy to have it, Make someone's day.
One guy, like I told you, the guy that he used to work for eBay in the fraudulent department, and he lives in Salt Lake City. He flew all the way to Portland, and I met him by the airport in a suite at a hotel. And I bought a lot of stuff to him, and he bought everything from me. And he didn't mind paying for it at all. And he opened up a museum in Salt Lake City, outside of Salt Lake, and I was his third favorite wrestler he ever liked to watch when he was a kid. And whoever thought that when he bought into eBay, he bought into the stocks before they split, and then when the stocks split, he became a millionaire in his late 20s, and he's 36 years old when I met him. Wow. And he's set for life.
What did you think about when you first saw, like, your action figure?
I didn't. I just thought dollars. I don't really care.
Right.
Remco's the one that was doing it, and we all got like $10,000 up front, and then you get a percentage of the dolls you sell. So I was like, that's great. I go to any store I went to, you see your doll, but I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, cool, all right, but I wasn't thinking about the money. Just like a title belt didn't mean nothing to me. I had a lot of titles. I didn't care about that. I just wanted to make the money because the title's just a prop.
Right.
You know what I mean? And anybody can have a belt. The guy you were wrestling was making the same money as you, or if I was going against the champion, I was going to make the same money. So I didn't care. I just wanted to make money.
I got another call here. Who is this?
Jack.
Oh, hey, Jack. You're on there with Buddy Rose. You got a question?
Yeah, buddy. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, boss?
Doing good. Hey, I'm here from Seattle, and I was curious, what was it like teaming up with Jesse Ventura, our governor?
Cool.
Hey, that's a great question. I knew Jesse was just a fan. He wanted me to introduce him to Superstar Billy Graham because that was his idol when in Minneapolis. I was in the Minneapolis Auditorium wrestling one night, and I came out, and he had a great body, and he already had his hair bleached blonde, and he wanted to get into wrestling. He was trained by Eddie Sharkey. And I couldn't get him in because he didn't go through the Vern Gagne camp. I'd already been in a couple of years, and I told Billy Graham, there's a guy out there that looks just like you, and Billy Graham went out and talked to him. He says, yeah, I saw him. And so Jesse was kind of a miniature Billy Graham. And then all of a sudden I went to wrestle in Dallas, Texas, out of Minneapolis. And then I went to Portland. The first night in Portland, I'm teamed up with the kid named Jesse Ventura, and I go, hey, you got in the business. And him and I wrestled against Snuka and Dutch Savage my very first night as Playboy Buddy Rose, and we won the Northwest Tag Team titles, and we had a run for about a year, and then we did a split, and then I beat him in the loser league town, sent him back to Minneapolis, and then he became governor, and the moral of the story is if he'd have lost, if he'd have beat me, I'd have gone back to Minneapolis. I've been the governor of Minnesota.
Excellent.
No, Jesse I made good money with Jesse, and it was a good run, and we sold out the whole summer, which normally doesn't do good in the Northwest because we only have 3 good months of sunshine out here. Otherwise, it's raining. But we sold out all through the summer against each other. He was the good guy, and I was the bad guy. And then eventually, I beat him in a loser-leave town.
Mm-hmm. Anything else, there, Jack?
Yeah.
Jack?
Hello?
Oh, we got a new caller. Who is this?
Hi, this is Mary Angel.
Hi.
Mary.
Hi, I'm calling from Panama City, Florida, and I have a and I was in Cali in '78, and I watched Playboy Betty Rose wrestle at the Cow Palace when he had his U.S. belt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to say that I'm a real big fan of his, and it brought back a lot of memories of listening to him tonight on the radio, and I did have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What benefits and disadvantages do today's wrestlers face in the world of professional wrestling?
Okay. Very good question. Mary Angel, is that it? Mary Angel?
Yes, yes.
That's a very pretty name. Mary Angel, the answer to that question is the difference between today and yesteryear is we were working off a percentage at the gate back when I was wrestling full-time in the early 70s to the 80s and the 90s, and now they're on guaranteed contracts, and there's only one territory. Basically, the major one is WWE, and then you got the minor leagues, the TNA. But you got guaranteed contracts, and you basically, if you get hurt, you still get paid if you get hurt on the job, where when you got hurt back in the day, if you got hurt and you were off a couple weeks, you didn't get paid. And so,
I understand.
But it really is not as glorious as you think it is in the WWE today. To be brutally honest, there's a lot of wrestlers, and I'm very respectful to all of them, and I see them all the time. But there's a lot of them that I've been at autograph sessions with, and that maybe I got to freelance to do an autograph session away from their contract, and they told me that they couldn't believe that they got that autograph session, that it really helped them, because they said traveling town to town, they're only making $60,000 a year. And I was like, oh my God. They said, how do you make it on $60,000 a year? They said after rent the car and paying for their hotels, they said they didn't have much left. And I'm talking about some of the divas and some of the basic wrestlers that are there, without not counting the top selected few that are on the $1 million contracts, or that are making $400,000 or $500,000 a year. There's like 10 or 12 guys that are on that deal, and then the rest of the guys, about 80% of them are on $60,000 or less. So that's not too good. So there is a big difference, but I still respect that they love the business enough to stay in it and do what they do the best that they can every single night, and that's the way I was taught in our day, in front of 50 people or 50,000 people, to work as hard as you could. And that's what I did.
Well, I appreciate you answering my question. And did I hear you say that you were writing a book? Could you tell us some more about that?
Yeah, I am writing a tell-all book. I'm going to be as professional as the other wrestlers about it. I have my own stories. I have my own stories about my drug problems, and that I went to rehab, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I never did drugs till I was 29 years old, and that was a downfall for me. I should never have done them, and a lot of wrestlers did them. I'm not going to tell on any of the other wrestlers that did it, because I've never read a book about another wrestler. I've read excerpts from different wrestlers, like maybe a couple chapter or two, just to see what they had to say, because I basically know what everybody did back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, because I lived with them all, and we are a fraternity, and we're a family till the day we die. And I'm not going to put anybody in jail, or I'm not going to get anybody divorced over telling some silly story about what they did or what I did. And I don't want, I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to push the envelope, but I'm not going to take anybody down with me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest and upfront. And I hope that this book is out by August, and I'm doing it with Matt Farmer. He lives in the Tacoma area, and Matt Farmer wrestles too, and he's very good. And I was going to also with Matt Farmer and Scott Teal.
Scott Teal, yeah.
Get the publishing rights to it.
Mm-hmm. He did the J.J. Dillon book and Ole Anderson. Yeah.
Right. Teal was very happy to work with Matt Farmer on this, and I hope to have it out by August.